Hey Scent Freaks, welcome! Today I'm going to be unboxing and giving you guys my first impression to the new Ariana Grande fragrances, Mod Vanilla and Mod Blush. I know they're not quite as new as they were. Being in Australia, it was very difficult to get these fragrances. So when I saw them online, I jumped on them and I was like, I have to get my hands on these. So I finally did. Let's unbox them and I will give you guys my opinion on them. If you're new to my channel, or perhaps you've been here before and you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe, hit notifications, and like this video. If you love fragrance as much as me and you love talking about it, please don't forget, it really does help my channel. Okay guys, let's start off with Mod Blush. Ooh, here we go. These bottles are crazy. They look like spaceships, not even kidding. Oh, look. Oh my goodness. Guys, check this bottle out. I mean, I will say this for it. This is definitely, I think, the most unique bottle that I've come across. I mean, look, doesn't it look like a spaceship just hovering in space? Okay, enough playing with the bottle. Let's spray it and see if it's any good or not. Wait, how does the lid come off? Is it like you just, oh, okay. So that's, that's the lid there. So I am a fan of Ariana Grande fragrances. I own several from her. I think that honestly for celebrity fragrances that they are really good. They're at an affordable price point. They're definitely more mass appealing and definitely compliment getting as well. So I was super excited to finally be able to get my hands on these ones. So Mod Blush does have some really enticing scent notes that are like right up my alley. You know, your passion fruits and your raspberries and sandalwoods. So I'm really excited to smell this one. First thing that I'm thinking when I smell the fragrance is that it is incredibly feminine. Very airy, very somewhat powdery. It's just reminding me of a beautiful woman in a pretty pink dress, basically. Just the epitome of femininity. I am getting a lot of powdered sweetness with a tiny contrast of tartness as well, which automatically, I suppose, draws you to a comparison to Delina by Parfum de Marly. This doesn't smell anything like Delina, just for clarification, but they do have that little bit in common where they have a little bit of rose that is a little bit tart, sweet, and sour at the same time. I do really enjoy the fact that the passion fruit is there. You know, I can really smell it quite easily. A lot of the time I find in fragrances, I don't know if it's just the ones that I've tried, but if there's passion fruit in the if there's passion fruit in the note listings, like you barely get it or you don't get it at all. So I'm really pleasantly surprised that the passion fruit is there and I can smell it really easily. So if you love passion fruit in fragrances, I can definitely pick it up. For some reason, I'm not sure why, the scent is really an inoffensive, pleasant scent. I could see somebody wearing this as a signature scent. It could definitely be a date night fragrance. It does have that kind of sweet, sexy, very feminine vibe to it. But this one I think would serve really well as a layering scent. I think there'd be a lot of things that this would really complement and go nicely with if you wanted a little bit more complexity. It's not a terribly basic scent. Is it, the most unique? No. But I think what it's trying to do, it did really well. I can't speak to the longevity and projection of the fragrance, but just judging off the way it's kind of sitting on the test strip, it's certainly not the weakest scent I've ever smelt. And I would call probably this a mediocre performing fragrance. I wouldn't call it weak, and I definitely wouldn't call it, polarizing and very strong. I could probably, as a guess, and I'm just guessing, I reckon about 2 hours on the skin, where it would be kind of beaming off you for other people to pick up, and then you would probably have to likely reapply it. But it has decent strength from the limited amount of time I've had with it now. It also does slightly remind me of Sweet Like Candy, another Ariana Grande fragrance that she has. I love Sweet Like Candy. It's just a really sweet, intoxicating, feminine, yummy gourmand scent. And I think this one, though, would actually have more versatility than Sweet Like Candy because of the powderiness of it. It's not quite as sweet. So you could wear this kind of any time of the year as a signature scent or to the office without kind of overloading and offending anybody. I definitely like the scent. I really do. I think it's a pleasant, affordable fragrance that everybody, potentially could have access to, which I think is really important. To me, this one doesn't lean as adolescent like as some of her other fragrances do. I can see this worn by a grown woman instead of, an adolescent. So there is definitely a very ladylike quality happening with it. And it absolutely reminds me of the color pink, without a doubt. Okay, let's unbox Mod Vanilla. Out of the two of these fragrances, Mod Vanilla was the one I was particularly interested to smell, just because of the vanilla factor, me liking sweet gourmand fragrances, basically. But this one actually pleasantly surprised me, so who knows with this one? Okay, the first thing that I'm thinking when I smell this fragrance just initially is that it smells like La Belle by Jean Paul Gaultier, which I absolutely love La Belle. It's like a pear, spicy, vanilla infused fragrance. Really, one of the only differences that I can point out between the two is that this one does have some slightly clean, musky facets to it, that whereas La Belle is just really hardcore, sweet, spicy, gourmand. There is some slight, clean things happening with this one. Soapy, but not overly. It's still very sweet. It almost has a chocolatey feel to it. I think it might be the coconut in there with the other scent notes. It's giving me like a cacao chocolatey vibe. Not overly, it's not like chocolate milkshake, but just in the background there. There are also like some similarities to Cheriza 40 as well by Sol de Janeiro that I can pick up on. So if you like La Belle or Cheriza 40, chances are you are going to love this scent. I do get a vanilla essence vibe as well, like a pure vanilla extract. It's not so much a syrupy, fudgy vanilla. It is like an essence. I think because the vanilla too is not syrupy, fudgy, candied, it's more of a vanilla essence or an extract. I think that that's what stops this fragrance crossing over into, maybe it's a little juvenile, maybe it's a little bit, adolescent. Again, I can see this being worn by a fully grown woman, and rocking it, to be honest with you. I do really like that. I think that if this was a sicklingly sweet, syrupy vanilla scent, it would have kind of just been very generic. But the fact that it's more of an essence to me is making it more enjoyable. Okay, scent freaks. So that is my very first impression to Mod Blush and Mod Vanilla. I hope that I've been able to maybe answer some of your questions for those of you out there that haven't been able to get this scent yet, just like me. But overall, I really do like both of these fragrances. I think that this one is a pretty much a copy of La Belle by Jean Paul Gaultier with some very mild differences. And I think that this one is an easy to wear, pleasant, lovely scent that a lot of people are really going to love. Have you guys tried these fragrances yet? What are your thoughts on them? Do you share the same opinion as me, or are you picking up something else? Let me know what you thought in the comments below, especially with the Mod Vanilla. Do you think that this is a replicate of La Belle by Jean Paul Gaultier? Thank you so much, scent freaks. I love and appreciate you all, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye bye.